we get a chance to sit down with our good friend, humanitarian photographer, Sasha Leahovcenco. Now, Sasha blasted onto the scene from Moldavia a number of years ago when he immigrated to the United States. He quickly became one of the top 15 wedding photographers in the world. Matter of fact, even last year, he had Picture of the Year for Rangefinder magazine. But Sasha wasn't happy with just being known as a wedding photographer. He went on to become one of the greatest humanitarian photographers, and he's toured all around the world taking amazing imagery that's been used to help people all the way from Haiti to Africa to Asia, all around the world. So without further ado, the photographer simply known as Sasha.
So hey everybody, Steve with the Chopstick Guys here this morning, and I am sitting here with my good friend Sasha. I'm feeling a little inadequate here. I'm just gonna roll up my sleeves and hopefully this video goes viral here now. But Sasha, one of my good friends, known him for 5 years, and Sasha and I shot a lot together. We were on a photo team together and just had fun. But he's one guy that I totally look up to, admire, love everything about his photography, but really love his heart more than anything else. But before we get started, Sasha, I just want to give you a pair of official chopsticks from the Chopstick Guys. Awesome. Everything you eat from this point forward has to be eaten with the official chopsticks. Okay. Now, we know that Sasha is a chopstick expert because we actually went and had sushi together last night. And not just sushi, unbelievable sushi. So, and these were...
welcome to LA.
This was good stuff. So Sasha picked the right restaurant for the right guys. So we had a good time. But, you know, we just wanted to take a few minutes and like I said in the beginning, we love your heart. I mean, your heart is bigger than your arms.
Thank you.
So, you know, and that's one thing that I've always looked up to you about. You know, you are a highly acclaimed photographer. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but you're also one of the most humble guys that I know. I mean, Sasha is just like over the top humble, and that's something that I, as a photographer, totally appreciate about you. And it makes a big difference to me because I think a lot of times when you do have success in photography, you see a lot of guys with big heads. I mean, it's like that just head swells up, right? But for you, it's been totally different. And I think it probably came from your background of where you started. Can you just share maybe just a little bit of like how you got your start?
Photography-wise?
Yeah, well, photography and some of the other projects that you're involved in. Right.
So, started photography in probably 2008. I was in college that day, and then year, and I couldn't find a job on campus. So the only available job was photography or videography. I didn't know anything about video, so I decided to take on photography. And my brother-in-law taught me just a little to the point where I could use camera, but literally it was automatic mode and stuff like that. So I got a job and, you know, shot some pictures and sent them to my brother-in-law to edit them. He sent me back. I came for the, you know, interview. Like, oh, sure, here's the camera. So for the next month, and on YouTube, researching tutorials and all this, you know, photography for dummies. And from the job which I took because of lack of money, came to the point where, like, hey, I actually enjoy it. And I started shooting some sports and events on the campus. And then my brother-in-law was shooting weddings at the time, so he brought me along and shot some weddings, and then from there led me to all the other projects.
Yeah. So, you know, you talk a lot about living a life of influence, right? And I mean, you came from not knowing anything about photography to being a master, what I consider to be a master.
Thanks.
Maybe just explain a little bit about that life of influence and how that's even more important. We in fact, we talked about this last night. We were talking about Sasha's got some projects that he's looking to possibly do in the future. One possibly maybe Somalia. And we were just talking about, you know, like, why Somalia? Why do you want to go there? And I loved your answer. And it was basically, it's because it's not about me. It's about this massive famine and crisis that's going on there, and you want to tell a story. So maybe just talk about your life of influence a little bit.
I think it started where I met a good friend of mine right now. It's Jeremy Coward, who started the whole movement of
Self-portrait. Everybody out there probably knows self-portrait.
Yeah, and it blew my mind. I'm like, oh, son, you can use your tools as a photographer, which before that it was like, okay, this is your job and this is how you make money, and then it's kind of your hobby. That's the best you can do, and all of a sudden you can make a difference out of that. You can take a picture of someone who never been photographed, who never, for that family picture, print it and give it to them. which for you costs nothing, but for them it's everything. And I remember we did a first project in Fresno in a very low income area, and the stories I saw in front of me, I'm like, holy cow. All of a sudden that picture means so much to those people because they didn't have a family picture for years, or someone never had a picture with his dad or his mom. It was just powerful. So from there I just took off, and I'm like, hey, this is what I want to do. I don't want to just be a photographer, but I want to actually do something with that photography, which I know how to do. And then from there I escalated to the humanitarian projects. I'm like, I want to go cover the story, come back and raise the money for the cause. And it started with Haiti, with the earthquake. I went there, I think 2 months after the earthquake.
With some, I mean, you came back with some incredible imagery, but stories that help people. And
we brought doctor's team. We were working with the orphanage, local orphanage, and just trying to raise awareness in the end of the day and bring some help and hope. And from there, it escalated to Russia, northern Russia, and Africa and Philippines. So when I'm still supporting a couple of projects in the Philippines right after the typhoon, which happened it's almost 3 years ago. But the whole idea, it went from just taking pretty images to where let's cover the stories, bring it up to the people, and let's make sure those people in those pictures get help. Because at the end of the day, you can put it online and show how good of a
how amazing you are, right? I mean, you're an incredible photographer. But
those people were the ones who need help and support and everything else, and not just your beautiful imagery.
Yeah. Do you think that has made you a better photographer because of that understanding with people? I mean, has that made a difference, or has it not made a difference at all yet? I mean, is it just maybe made a difference in you as a person?
Probably, yeah. And a lot of those nonprofits and humanitarian trips, we think a lot of times that we were going to go and help those people. And I remember so clearly when I was first time in northern Russia, Chukotka is one of those northern, the part where it's like minus 50 and people still live there. And I went the whole idea, I gotta go and help those people. And months into the trip, I realized like they're helping me to understand life better, to appreciate things more. And I came back a completely changed person.
Yeah.
Just from the perspective which I got from those people. And I think those trips usually change you more than you thought you would change them.
Yeah, that's something we were talking about last night. It's just like, Mark and I went to India, we were talking about that trip, and you're like, no thanks, I want to go to India, right? But we came back changed, right? And it wasn't just changed because we took great imagery and we helped teach kids photography,
right?
But it was like we saw that there's a need, and just trying to figure out how you can fix that or help with that. You can't even fix it. I mean, and you know that it's like you can really only work with the people that are immediately in front of you,
right?
And really nothing more. I mean, you can only do so much as one person, but it's tough. But I know for you, like when we've talked, you don't talk a lot about photography. I mean, you're a photographer and that's how you've made your income and part of you, but really you are a humanitarian.
Right.
I mean, that's your life.
I think it excites me more in the end of the day. Photography is great and I love it. But in the end of the day, when you go there and see that need and see the problems that people are facing, all of a sudden, this is what you want to. I mean, it takes over. There's no way you can go to third world country, India, Haiti, Africa, some of the countries in Africa, and come back and like, oh yeah, that was good.
Yep.
No, you're gonna come changed, and with the amount of problems they're facing, all of a sudden your life is easy. And
it gives you a whole different perspective.
Yeah. And especially when you can see that your photography can make a change and your storytelling can make a change and bring hope to those people and maybe bring some help back just because somebody saw that image, just because somebody saw the documentary.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, all of a sudden your trajectory of thinking and your goals are different.
I think some people think, maybe they look at your Facebook or Instagram and think, oh, Sasha lives this glamorous life, right? He's always on the road, he's traveling to these amazing locations. But it's not as glamorous as it seems, is it? I mean, like when you're out there,
Hawaii is pretty glamorous.
Well, yes, that's glamorous. Or maybe sitting on Miami Beach, But when you're in Haiti, when you're in the Philippines after disaster strikes, when you're in Nigeria with Dr. Chris, I mean, like that's not glamorous.
No, it's
Even
not.
on the other end, you may be looking at glamorous pictures, but really it's hard.
Yeah, it's people think or maybe presume that it's something cool to do and something fun. It's no fun.
No.
I mean, you go to Haiti for a week or two, or Africa, and you want to get to a normal shower in your bed and decent food and everything else. Yeah, no. But in the end of the day, it's a little bit different than you live your comfort at home, but you gain so much more. And sometimes those 2-week trips can change your mind for the next year. And this is one of the things I did when I just moved to States. I moved to States in 2007 and went to school. And all of a sudden, I remember back in Moldova, where I grew up, my salary was $50 a month. And somehow I was happy with
You're
that.
happy, yep.
And then I moved to States and I can make $10 an hour. And also I can make 1,000 to 3,000. And for some reason that the need for money is even bigger. I'm like, how could I survive with $50 in my home country, and all of a sudden I'm greedy for all this money? I'm like, I gotta change something here.
Yeah.
So that's why actually initially I started taking those trips. I'm like, hey, I just need to get out and just refresh my mind. And this is sort of the same time every time I go, I want to help, but in the end of the day, I know it's going to make me a better person. I know it's going to change the trajectory of and just thinking and understanding and values, where you go and you see the need and you, just, you face it with the real stuff. Not like, hey, my internet helps, so that sucks. Yeah, somebody doesn't have clean water, you know, that sucks. And what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. So you mentioned clean water. You know,
Right.
One of the organizations, I'm actually holding a bottle from Generosity.
Generosity,
All right, so
yep.
you're involved with this organization called Generosity. Can you tell us maybe how you got involved with that and what it means to you? And even as a photographer, I mean, how do those two blend together, or is it completely separate?
I started taking pictures of them. Yeah, this is the first event. I did photography for their gala, and then found out about the cause and all that good stuff they were doing, and wanted to be part of it.
So what do they do?
So Generosity, pretty much, we build wells where there's no access to clean water. We bring access to clean water to the people who didn't have it or don't have a good one. And and for the past couple of years, it's been Africa, it's been Haiti, and Latin America, Central America. Yeah, so this is, there are two different streams of how we do it. The first one is just it's a non-profit. We go and build wells, and there's Generosity Water, which we actually sell water, and a lot of the proceeds goes towards.
Well, this is pretty cool. I was actually reading on the bottle here. It says, "Generosity is generous to people. For every bottle purchased, we give clean water to 2 people for a month." I mean, that blew me away. It's like, you know, would I maybe spend $3 on this cool looking water, you know, and you're gonna spend $3 on a Fuji bottle of water,
Right.
you know, whatever, smart water, but like $3 makes a difference for 2 people for a month. I mean, that is an incredible thing. So, you know, if you see this out there, where can they get it? I mean, it's
online,
you can order it online,
or here locally in LA.
It's
a lot of stores.
Definitely grab a bottle. I mean, you can make a difference for a month for 2 people. Buy 12 bottles, you save somebody for a year.
Exactly.
And that's pretty killer. So for a pretty low price, you know, with water, that's the leading cause of death around the world is dirty water. You know, so to be able to provide somebody clean water is just awesome. So what would you say to people that say, "Man, I want to be Sasha, right? I want to do what you do. I want to be able to travel the world and take pictures of people and make a difference." Can anybody do that, or is it just a certain type of person?
Of course, everybody can do that, and but a lot of times it comes with a little bit of sacrifice. And a lot of time you just gotta sacrifice your time and money.
Because you don't really live a normal life. I mean, you're what people, the American would call normal, right? I mean, you're a normal guy, but you do sacrifice a lot. I mean, where you could make a really big income in photography. I mean, Sasha's hit that level where he's like very, very successful, but yet you sacrifice your own money to go on these trips, you know, and to be able to tell stories about people and make a difference in life, which again is something that I admire and it kind of blows me away. But I think people would be blown away to know that about you. It's like you're a very generous, giving person.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean, once again, it's all about intention, and if you have that desired intention, nobody can stop you. There's dozens and hundreds of nonprofits who are lacking good visionary and lacking good photography or video, and if you're one of those, reach out.
Yeah.
If you don't reply, reach out again. Bug them till the end. And and I'm sure where you have passion, you have vision for something maybe they don't have, you'll get there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this has been honestly the most amount of projects I got. It wasn't coming from them. It just, okay, I want to be there. I want to be Haiti. I want to be Nigeria. I want to be.
You just put yourself out there. It's like that's what I want to do.
And this is how I think it's supposed to be. We cannot just wait for the people to come and say, "Hey, he's such a great photographer. Please come."
Because nobody will. Nobody will beg you to come.
Yeah, nobody will do that unless you are very good photographer.
Unless you're Sasha.
No, but in the end of the day, if you have a desire, reach out.
Yeah.
Reach out and make it happen. Yes, it's going to cost you some time and money, but in the end of the day, honestly, it's going to change your life. And I'm not saying it exaggerating. It is definitely will. Any third world country project which makes a difference, if it's a water problem or sex trafficking, whatever you name it.
And there's no shortage of need.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. And Visionary is such a great tool these days whereby a picture can make a difference, a video can make a difference, and put it out there and just reach out for nonprofits later and say, hey, how can we help this cause? Yeah. So go for it.
So just to kind of tie everything together, living a life of influence, is there one thing you would say that's been kind of your life mission, like, or you could tell people, in order to live a life of influence, you need to. That's kind of a question to put you on the spot because
right.
It's bigger than just.
I think, I obviously it's not my concept, but I heard it and it stuck with me. Probably 5 years ago, is there, whatever you do, whatever you hold in your hands, represent three things. One is who you are, it's your profession. Two, it's how you make money, essentially. And three is how you influence. So whatever that camera or whatever you do, we're not talking about photography, we'll take it an example. It's your income, it's who you are, it's how you make money, but then it is how you influence people.
That's awesome.
And that's been always on my mind, like how can I use what I've been given?
Yep.
Not just to serve myself, but serve others. And I recently met with a great guy, his name is Keith Ferrazzi. He's an author, if you guys have a chance, he has an amazing book, Never Eat Alone, one of the bestsellers. And he has a concept of going higher together. And the whole idea is that I'm not gonna reach my peak of success unless I'm gonna help you to reach your peak of success. And this is another idea of like, how can I help the people around me to be better and more successful and just raise up. And when we're all raised up, all of a sudden this world is a better place. And it's not just for the person next to you, but thinking, I've been in that Africa, I've been in that Haiti or Latin America, whatever it is, and there is a need. How can I make those people better? How can I bring hope and help and everything in between?
And if everybody lived that way,
exactly.
It would be a different world, wouldn't it?
It will be a different world.
Well, awesome. So thank you for spending this time with us today.
Thank you, Steven.
Loved hanging out with you. And just, again, Sasha's just an incredible guy. We love being able to spend any time we can with him. But, look him up online. We'll have the link below to his stuff. But just go out there and live a life of influence. I mean, this is your life to live, and live it for others and help, like you said, build them up higher and higher. So thanks again, and we'll catch you next time.